Yeah, yeah. That's a little something from our next guest.
I'm pretty and hood. The things you do, I can do too. Stay
Make
with
sure you
my
go
trade,
like,
the things
subscribe,
that I
share.
do. No one looks back at me means that I'm that good.
Hit that notification bell.
Le solo al boo. Cuando miran digo quién eres tú. Le doy a mi mari, le doy a mi boo. Aquí yo no agrego, yo rompo tabús, yeah. Dime de mí, ¿qué más me pueden decir? I'm on this, I'm in every scene. All my rivals, they say I look me, yeah, yeah. I'm a machine. On or off, no in betweens. Popping off and I'm stuck on a beam. You mighty mad cause I'm living your dream, yeah, yeah. That what they mad. My niggas are always patrolling.
Make sure you go hit them links.
Julie Beth is always
Go hit that notification bell.
tell me what you gonna do with me. You wanna be part of my symphony. I got an idea for you, you see. Stay out of the way with your jealousy. Tell me now, how do you want it this time around? Give me a reason, pull up and tease them. Give them some to really talk about. Bending that over, then touching my toes. Regardless the reason I'm pulling the road. Quieren con uno o quieren con dos.
Go hit that IG, Street Team Worldwide.
¿Qué más me pueden decir? I'm on this, I'm in every scene. All my rivals, they say I look me, yeah, yeah. I'm a machine. On or off, no in betweens. Popping off and I'm stuck on a beam. You mighty mad cause I'm living your dream, yeah, yeah. Is that what ain't mad? My niggas are always patrolling. There's no going back. Julie Beth is always provoking. Now tell me what you gonna do with me. You wanna be part of my
That's a little
symphony.
something from our
I got an
next
idea for
guest right there, man. But before we start, y'all know what y'all got to do, man. Go hit that notification bell. Go like, subscribe, share. Please like the video, man. That does help us out in the algorithm and all that good stuff, man. Make sure y'all, get on that wave and all that. Subscribe, everything right now. But that was a little something from our next guest, Miss Julie Beth. How you doing?
Hey, I'm good. How are you? Thanks for having me.
No problem, no problem. Oh, that was a little something. That was machine right there. You know what I'm saying? Going hard. Got the drill and everything like that. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, that's in the Bronx.
How's
I gotta
that?
represent.
That part, man. So, first of all, let the people know a little bit about yourself.
So I am a first generation Dominican American, born in New York. I had a very unstable childhood, but I come from a hardworking mother and a a musician background father. Grew up in the bachata scene in the Latin music area through him, and was dancing all my life, singing all my life. But I'll be honest with you, if you would have asked me growing up if I was going to be in music or in the arts at all, I would have told you no. This was something that I decided after a lot of trials and tribulations, and I realized I was a little too good at it, and I needed to go after what felt good to me.
Okay. So why you say you wouldn't be in it with the you say you had your father was into music? Was your mother into music too as well?
No.
So your father
No.
was into music, but you say you would not have gone into it. Why not?
Because growing up, I grew up with my mother mostly, and my father and my mom, I think, had resentment towards my father and made sure that, we were in school and we had to get these like good jobs and we had to be in office jobs and we had to be like these professionals, and that's what it took for you to make it in this world. And so, to not deviate from that path and not have any problems, I was doing that for a while. I was going to school, went to college, was studying and was thinking that I was going to be this pharmacist. And then I realized, no, I'm not going to be that pharmacist.
Yeah. Do you think it just wasn't for you once you started going through it, or was like music always there? You just wanted to follow a path that you thought you wanted to go?
So music was always there for me. I always wrote. I was always writing. But I never took it serious enough to like sing it out loud or to take it to a studio or any of that. Like I would just have it written. And then once I felt like I was an outcast in college, like I don't know, like I just felt like school wasn't for me. I wasn't focused. I wasn't learning the way that I needed to learn. I was barely passing. And I'm like, listen, if this is what it takes for me to get a so-called decent job, sorry, my cats are going crazy. Then that's not what that's not the life that I need to be in. I need something where I see myself doing and that I like doing it, because I don't want to feel like I'm working. I want to feel like I'm doing something I love.
Yeah.
And,
That's dope. When did you get that feeling when you like you said you was at school and you felt outcast? Is that when you started taking music more serious, or were you performing before then?
No, I started taking music seriously. Okay, so while I was in college, I got married,
Okay. Oh, hold on,
and
hold on. So you were in college and married?
yeah.
Damn. So you was doing all this at a young age.
Hmm.
Dang, man. So how? I mean, are you still married?
No,
I don't mean to want to be all in your business and everything like
it's
that,
okay.
but
It's okay.
yeah, yeah,
No,
yeah,
I'm not. I'm not married anymore. So it was actually when I found out that he was doing what he was doing.
yeah.
I took it as a sign of God, basically, because I was always interested in modeling. So I thought,
Mm,
I wanted to do like prints and pictures and like, who knows, maybe I got a company to send me something and I would take a picture in it. Like, that's just what I thought I was going to be into. So I came to
yeah.
LA. I did a fashion show out here. I did like a program called Preview Models, I guess.
Hmm.
And at that same spot, I met my agent, and she basically fell in love with me. And I shit you not, 15 minutes after me signing my contract with my agent, a couple days after I met her, I was already home.
Yeah.
I got screenshots of what my ex husband was doing. So I literally sat there
Oh,
with myself and I thought, I was like, yo, you know what? It's got to be God telling me this is something that's coming to you now. This is a blessing I'm giving you, and you need to leave this behind.
yeah. Follow your dreams. All the signs was there. It
Yeah,
was it was the gift and the curse. I know it probably hurt it, but it was just like, you know what? Now you don't even gotta wonder.
at all. I don't
Yeah,
regret it. I don't
yeah.
regret
Well, that's good, man. You living your truth and you going for yours. I know you said you come from the Bronx, right? Or was
it.
it the
Yeah.
Bronx? So how was that? The move. How long have you been in California?
I've been in Cali almost 2 years now.
Okay, it's I mean, I know it's a difference. Everybody, from the East Coast to the West Coast. What's like the biggest thing you miss about home?
The realness.
The realness. It is a lot of fake in LA. You know what I'm saying? It definitely
It
is.
was a culture shock for me out here. A big, big culture shock for me out here. I'm a person that everything's on my face. So it's like
Yeah,
as much as I try to like let's not show the disgust, it just
yeah,
it was hard for me. Let's put it like
yeah,
that. I
yeah,
it took a while for me to find my community, my people out here to be able to feel a little bit more comfortable. But
yeah.
I miss the realness of home.
Well, you definitely can. You just got to scatter yourself out.
Mhm.
California, LA, and in general, it's a lot of people trying to, be industry, and they think these type of tactics. They take fake it for you make it like literally. You know what I'm
Literal.
saying? Yeah, yeah. So you'll definitely find it. You just gotta, you definitely gotta look. You know what I'm saying? It's definitely nothing like home. What's the biggest like um difference between the scenes, like the independent scenes out there and everything like that between LA and New York?
What you mean scenes?
Like the independent music, where you doing music, where you like doing shows and everything like that out there?
So in New York, I don't really talk much about it because my music background is kind of complicated.
Okay.
In New York, I was signed to some people,
Hmm.
and I was recording, I was showing out, but in New York I wasn't known as Julie Beth. I mean, Julie Beth is my real name,
Oh,
but in
okay.
New York people know me as Mila the Diva. So the
Okay.
music that I was doing and the music that I was releasing, people knew me as Mila the Diva.
Okay.
So the scene out there is a little. The one thing I will tell you is that out here is definitely a little bit easier in being an independent artist because people will support you a little more. Like they will, especially if they find out that you're an outsider, they like try to make it feel like LA is like, welcoming you. But New
Yeah.
York, you have to try to like prove yourself. You need to know the right people. You need to have the right people. If you want to go somewhere, you got to know the people there.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's the
It,
only
it,
difference. The only downside to it.
Okay, okay. So they're a little bit more colder on the thing. Like you definitely gotta, be in the mix with everybody to be on there. Hey,
Hmm.
that's crazy. That's crazy.
Yeah.
So, Machine is this off a new single? Is this off a new album, or is this about to be put on an album, or just a single?
It's just a single. I'm only releasing singles for now because, like I said, I was signed before I got myself out of that. And
Mm-hmm.
a lot of the music that I did before, I can't release. So I'm
Mm-hmm.
starting from scratch. I'm doing everything on my own. I'm like, you know what? All the music that I do have that I can release, let's just start releasing them as singles so people can have content to go
Yeah.
and see what I do.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
Machine
Yeah.
hits home because it was one of the first songs that I actually like recorded out here in LA. It was engineered here in LA. Everything was done here in LA, but the
Mm-hmm.
producers from New York.
Okay. Okay,
Yeah.
okay. So is that's like basically you're starting like a whole nother new foundation now, basically a
Hmm.
whole not even another chapter. You're starting a whole nother book of artistry and everything like that.
Yeah.
How has that been? Getting out of a bad deal and then have to build the bricks back up.
I'll be honest with you. When I first moved to LA, my life was a little different because I had no choice but to move out here. I had actually landed a show, and so I was filming for damn near a year,
Mm-hmm.
and I wasn't really focused on music then, but I
Oh,
was
okay.
making music in the show.
Mm-hmm.
So I was able to get myself connected with a lot of people I never thought I was gonna get myself connected with. I never
Yeah.
thought I was gonna be around these people. I never thought these people were ever gonna know that I had that talent that I had. So because I had that opportunity to be on that show after everything was wrapped up, and now I'm on my own here in LA, I had to start exploring and meeting people. I was able to use the connects that I had from the show, get myself out there, and then now I feel like I have such a really like good foundation set here in LA where I know the right people. I feel safe and comfortable around those people. I know that, for me, I feel like I found the realness in LA that I needed to be able to stay here.
Okay.
And that foundation for me was important in order to keep evolving as an artist.
No, that's real, man, and that's important as especially being an independent artist and being a new independent artist in a new city, being a new female artist in a new city. I know it's just like it's a lot of layers to just feeling comfortable in your own craft and building it up and everything like that. You
Yeah.
know, just doing shows and everything like that. Speaking of shows, we have a show. We're going to be at the same show on
June
June
30th.
30th. June 30th, next Friday, man. If y'all not doing that, we're gonna have links for Artist Ave Showcase. You know what I'm saying? Make sure y'all go check that out, man. Shout out to my guy DJ Brew, the whole cast, Oscar O'Neill, Miss Julie Beth, and a whole bunch of artists will be there. So, definitely make sure y'all
I
come up for
love.
that, man. Yes,
Support us.
yes. Yes, support, 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 man. And last time I did see you, I think it was at the last showcase, Artist Ave. You know what I'm saying? You
That
killed
was
it,
my first show ever in LA.
Okay, okay. You definitely surprised me. It was like I was not expecting all that. You know what I'm saying? You definitely came with the energy and all that and just the bars in general. Like I say, you gotta saying I thought you were gonna sing at first, what I'm saying? Like, I swear I thought you were gonna be singing, then you just start coming off like I was like, okay, young Cardi over here, getting it off right quick, you know
Hey,
what I'm saying?
that's
So
just what
but
I do. That's
yeah,
literally, I say that's just, I'm not a rapper, I'm not a singer, I'm an artist.
there
That's
you
all I
go.
can really
There you go. There you go, man. And just speak on that. Just just being fluent with the artistry.
say. Mhm.
Singing, rapping, and being that unexpected. Putting not being the so called norm and everything like that.
And it's crazy because I have had industry executives tell me that my sound is all over the place. In a sense where like they try to tell me stick to singing or rapping or stick to the Spanish or the English. And I'm like, for what?
Yeah, yeah,
For what? It's like I cater to the Spanglish community. There's a whole generation of us here that we're first generation kids that our parents came overseas, and we speak several languages. You know, we do several things. We're multi-talented. So why not do
Yeah.
all that on one song? Why not be able to?
Mm.
It's still fire. And
Yeah.
it's like,
Yeah.
I don't want to sit there and sound like anybody else. I want to sit there and sound like Julie Beth.
Yeah. Yeah. You definitely are carving out the sound. You know, how is that? Is it? Do you feel like coming to LA? Is it like? Is it like, you know? Is it different? Is it different from what you were expecting out there, or did you have to find the right producer, right person that'll give you what you need on your sound?
Listen, it might sit wrong with a lot of people, but anybody can engineer a rapper, but
Yeah.
not everybody can engineer a singer.
Mm.
And
Okay.
anywhere I go, LA, New York, Miami, anywhere you go, you're gonna find people. Oh, I'm a producer. I got a studio. I'm a producer. I got a studio. But it's like, okay, you're a producer. You got a studio. You're an engineer. You got a studio. But can you record harmonies? Can you record a singer and a rapper on the same track? Are you able to, mix the things together? And I feel like it was very hard for me to find somebody out here that was able to work with my sound and work with the fact that I could be rapping and then end up rapping a fucking whole other note because I'm singing it, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's
Yeah.
like it was hard. Trial and error, definitely.
Yeah, yeah, man. I know that's got to be a lot of, go through a lot of difficulties in that because it's like you explained. It's like you got to know all that just to figure out the track and all that, But
Hmm.
long as you found this sound that's suitable and the person that fit, because it's all about, like you say, anybody can be engineer, but it's like, can you produce? Can you do what it is?
Hmm.
Can you make something fly on the fly? That type of deal. What's some of those? What's some of the difficulties you had in the studio like that?
Oh my, so many stories. I've had moments where like, when you know how you sound,
Yeah,
you know how you're supposed to sound, and you're like in the studio, you're like something's off,
yeah,
and you're
yeah,
telling them like, yo, the one thing is recording with auto tune. I know there's people out there that love to record with their auto tune while they're singing. I
yeah,
get you and I respect you because man, that's a talent that I don't have. I can't hear
yeah.
myself with auto tune right away. Like it'll throw me off.
Uh huh.
And sometimes there are engineers and producers that it will sit wrong with, and they will tell you, "Oh, you're making my job harder." Well, how
Oh
am I
wow.
making your job harder when you can turn the auto tune on after?
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
for me, I can't. I gotta hear myself, my normal voice in the feedback. I can't hear
yeah.
the auto tune because the auto tune changes your voice a little bit, and you can hear it. You can
Mm,
hear when the pitch is off and everything. And sometimes I'm like, I want to riff, and you can't riff on auto tune that's turned all the way high, the way that people want to go and turn it on.
you don't want you don't want to be the T-Pain beatbox.
No, T-Pain got his own lane. It works for him. It's not gonna work for me. Trust me, it's not gonna work for
Yeah,
me.
yeah. Everybody gotta have their own lane, man. And that's crazy. How do you feel about that too? It's like, now, like I went to a show last night. It was
Mhm.
this kid, he was he wasn't even singing. Let me just say that. He wasn't even singing. He was lip singing. It was auto tuned out and everything like that. It was just so crazy. And it's like, how do you feel about that? Where just people just think they can, they throw a little auto tune on it, and now they're a singer. Now they want to make a pop song or something like that. Does that make you upset as being a singer? And wanting to, like how you say, you want to hear yourself.
I'll be honest with you. I'm not gonna knock nobody hustle down, but
But
but I feel like nowadays it's so easy for anybody to be an artist or a rapper or whatever because
yeah,
you can just sit there, press a couple buttons, and you sound great.
yeah,
And it's like here I am singing all day, every day, trying to get my voice to sound right. And half the time, people with talent, people who can sing, don't get signed or aren't even getting paid attention to because people are just worried about the catchy shit.
mm, mm.
And it is a little upsetting, but I ain't gonna knock nobody's hustle down. If that's what they want to do, it's what they want to do,
Yeah.
man.
I think it's more of a problem when they start like when people start like artist doesn't write or do this and they start comparing themselves to like great artists or something
That,
like that.
that's the part where they're crossing the line. They're crossing the
Yeah,
line,
yeah, yeah.
and they're saying, "Honey, yes, you do music,
Yeah.
but
Just
sit
you
down."
just do music.
Please.
Have a seat. Have a seat. But it's just so like just with anything. People like will start. You see it now. Like you see the reality TV star now. They got an album out. They were just hot for a minute or this. It's only a few people that like took it serious. Like like a Cardi or like a what's her name, Johnny Blaze or something like that. I think she's still doing music or something like that.
I was talking to this about it. Like literally, I was just having this conversation like a day or two ago with somebody where we're talking about how labels labels don't give artists development deals anymore.
Yeah,
Like
true.
they don't they don't focus on the talent anymore. They focus about what's trendy, how many numbers you got, and how many numbers you can give them.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
it.
yeah,
So it's like back then, the reason as to why we have all these legends is because they were going through artist development. They were
yeah,
working their asses off to be able to sing and dance on stage, doing breathing techniques, doing everything that they needed to do to be able to do a 3-4 hour concert nonstop.
yeah, yeah.
They don't
Artist,
do
de-
it anymore.
yeah, artist development is seriously lacked. Nowadays they wonder why these artists fizzle out, and you see your little pumps and your little Zans or whatever, because you guys got little kids that don't even know how to even they don't even know how to handle business on it. They probably barely know
Yeah.
how to just tie their shoes, and now you gave them millions of dollars just to flood the market with garbage, just straight garbage. Hold on, you got a cat jumping around in the back.
Oh yeah, that's my little girl.
Oh yeah,
She's
yeah.
over there
Um,
hunting.
but yeah, just the artist development. You sometimes you was back in the day. Uh, you would let an artist like albums like build up to they get the first album be good, second album be great. Nowadays they want a classic right out the gate. They want hits or
And
they
not
want
even
this.
that. They want to see how many followers you got on Instagram already, how many
Yeah,
numbers you're doing on TikTok already.
yeah,
And it's
yeah.
like, isn't that what y'all supposed to help me do?
Yeah, yeah. That's where I'm trying to get to. Y'all supposed to help me. I'm not supposed to help y'all. Now it's becoming like, yeah, y'all got to pay me now, or
Yeah.
whatever the situation is. And I, staying on the industry and versus independent. Um, do you think there will be another industry renaissance like that, or you think the game is just going to go strictly independent?
I
And
think
what do
there's
you think? And I want to know, what do you think is better, just in general?
I
Because
think
I
there's a
I
big
hear,
change coming.
yeah, yeah,
I do think there's a big change coming. Um, Solely because a lot of artists that are actual artists, like I said, I ain't gonna knock nobody down. But a lot of
mm,
artists that know that they have what it takes and are getting shut down by these labels because the labels are looking for numbers now. They're not looking for talent. They're
mm,
staying independent, making their own numbers, and they're saying, "Oh wait, hold on, my pockets are filling up even more than what if would have been with these labels because labels are gonna take your masters, they're gonna take your publishings, they're gonna take everything."
yeah,
Um, I feel like everybody's just gonna try to stick to independent, and labels are freaking out because of that. Because nobody wants to sign to a label. Nobody's taking album deals no more. People want, if anything, they're doing single deals, or they're doing
yeah,
publishing deals, or they're
yeah,
doing something that's not to the extreme of doing album deals the way that they used to do, where artists couldn't even get out of their fucking deals for years.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Now they're trying to get you like to do a whole 360 or just you try to tie you up in a whole bunch of stuff. I wanted to ask you too. What do you think about all the artists selling their masters off too? A lot of artists are selling off their masters.
If they're selling off their masters, it's because something's happening.
Something's happening, man. Something's happening. You know what I'm saying?
Because
I don't
something's
know.
happening because like they're either the offer is too good or they need to get themselves out of something.
Yeah, yeah, something, huh? Something.
Something's
You never know with them, you know what I'm saying? And it's like it's so scandalous that the rec industry always tries to keep everything like a super secret, instead of like telling the truth about this. This is what we're about to do. This is how the
happening.
next step of where you're going to be able to get your money. It's always got
I
to
feel
be
like
a
they'd be more respected if they did that.
huh?
I feel like they would be more respected if they did that.
They would, you know what I'm saying? Because now artists like yourself, you're not looking at an artist, a company, and trusting them. You're looking at them as like, I gotta get a lawyer, due diligence. You should always do that, but you're not looking at them as a friend because
Hmm.
it's like there's no, like I say, it's no more development. You never nurtured me into doing what I got to do. You just came trying to get a quick come up.
Yep.
So it's just it's just how they like I say, it's going to be a big change in the game, definitely. um so about music history and everything like that, you said you started taking music seriously out there in New York and everything like
Hmm.
that. You said your father was a musician. Was he a big
He is.
influence on you to start?
He is a big
he,
musician still because
he
the
is
man
he is a
is
big yeah.
he's touring, still
Yeah.
doing his thing.
Still out there going. Was he a
Still
big
doing it.
influence on you,
Yeah.
or was there somebody else, as if somebody in the game or somebody else close to you?
It was a couple people to be honest, because when I decided to get divorced, when I decided to just leave that life behind, I lost a lot,
Hmm.
and I relied a lot on doing auditions and writing and going to the studio. And around that time, my younger brother actually told me, he was like, "Oh, I started making beats," but he didn't know that I started taking music seriously. So when I told him, "Oh, I started singing," we both were like, "Wait, hold on, we got something here."
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
So he
yeah.
started sending me beats, and I would start writing on the beats, and and because it was his beats and he's my brother, it was easier for me to just go to the studio and start laying shit down. And around
Okay,
that time, I had met one of my friends who turned into my manager, who was also my ex.
okay.
um, he had flown me down to Florida. He had a label in Florida. I had signed to them, but it all came to a quick stop when I had two managers. One of them died of COVID.
Oh,
So
sorry to hear that.
um, it's okay. Um,
Mm,
so I, went back to New York, got out of their contract because of everything that was going on, and signed to the new people in
mm,
um, in the Bronx. But the people in Florida, I just can't mention name.
yeah.
The people in Florida, they allowed me to find a place in me where I didn't know that I had. They started calling me Sicaria, Mila Sicaria, but when you translate Sicaria, it means assassin. And I
Okay.
wasn't realizing that they were calling me that because I was a little beast in the studio when it came to rapping. I
Hang on, right quick. Hang on. You're going a little in the matrix right now. You was
okay.
cutting out a little bit. Okay, there you go.
Um, so I would be in the studio and they would start putting me to rap against their men, their other people. And there was this kid there and he was like, "Oh, hop on this track with me," thinking that I wasn't gonna be of anything. And I ended up like killing the shit. Literally
Okay,
killing it.
okay,
And
okay.
the nickname started and they were like, "Yo, you really got something going for you. You can rap. Like you can really do this for real if you really wanted to. Like don't let your talents go to waste." And then the
Mm,
singing, started developing and I started, getting better and better at my singing. Because if you don't sing for a long time, you lose your voice.
yeah.
Um, and so the two just started merging and it was a combination of my father, my brother, and those people in Florida.
Oh man, that's good. That's good. So it was like the perfect storm. So everybody came to get and push you to like you say, don't waste it. Don't be that wasted talent.
Mhm.
And that's good though. You and do you feel more happier that you went out? That you just like now I'm out here following my dreams and making it happen.
100%. a
Yeah,
100% because literally I'm living a life that I never thought I was gonna be living.
yeah, yeah. That's crazy. What would you think about if you were the pharmacist now? You know, say you were still like you're a pharmacist, you work at like Kaiser and shit like that. You know, would you think you still be trying to do music, like even on the side, like even like
I
open
don't think
mic
I
or
would have the
anything?
time for that. My
Yeah,
brain will be hurting too much.
yeah.
I don't think I would have the time for that.
You just go home and just give people their medicine and go to sleep.
Mhm.
That's
And
crazy,
cash my
man.
checks. Them checks was gonna be hefty.
Yeah. You definitely going to, you definitely gonna have a good, good nice bank account. But I get it's also too about the feeling, the happiness. You know what I'm saying? You wouldn't trade this happiness for that, like
Mm-mm.
that career. That's what people really lacking, when they do the music and all that. Is like, it's like that's what they talk about when they talk about sacrifice. Would you sacrifice what you think other people like, other people think and everything like that,
Oh, it was
it's a
definitely
thing.
a big sacrifice for me because nobody thought that I was gonna make it the way that I'm making it right now.
Yeah.
Nobody thought that I was like my own mother and I. Like I stopped talking to my mom for years.
No, oh, for
My
real?
family, like I stopped talking to my family for years. They all thought I was fucking insane. That I dropped
Yeah.
everything and started going after music and acting.
Yeah.
And then I guess I just hit them without having to touch them because 2 years right after that, 2 years on the dot,
Yeah.
2 years on the dot, I landed a big show, got flown out to LA. Here I am living the life.
Okay, there you go. And how's that feel? Just like it's not a told you so moment, but it's just like, I it's like it's patting yourself on the back, dusting your shoulder off because you went for it and you made something happen.
I
You
feel like
know,
I just listen to God before I listen to them.
yeah, yeah, and
That's it.
that's real, man. And you gotta be ready for the good, the bad, and the ugly.
Mhm.
So happened, just that goodness came, and you made it pop. What show were you on, or can you say now?
I I don't know if I can.
No, if it's like contracts involved and all that, no, you can't say yet. You know what I'm saying? We'll just be,
I
we'll
mean,
just cover.
I can because if you Google my name, it's just gonna come up anyways. I was on The Idol, but they redid the show, so I'm not on it anymore.
Hang on, you were breaking up. They must didn't want us to hear it. They started breaking
they,
up
they
and
they
everything.
already knew. You see? You
It
see?
went you went right in the matrix as soon as you said it. Man, they hating on us, man. I don't know if it's been a signal today or something, man. It's been going all bad. Hello?
I'm here. I'm here. Can you hear me?
Okay, now I can see. Okay, I can
Okay.
see you. All right,
Um,
we ain't even gonna ask about that. The invisible haters, they talk, they listening, they tapping the line right now, they tapping the Wi-Fi,
they tap
they
it. You see?
tripping.
I can't. You see how I wasn't lying?
Yeah, they don't want us to. They don't want us to know, man. They definitely don't, man. We definitely gonna cut. We gonna Google. We gonna put it in the description. You know, what I'm saying we'll not put it in. We'll put the links in the description. Your links and everything. Your link tree and all that. So, talked about the you coming up. You went to Florida. Your father and your brother, they all influenced you. Um, what's keeping you going? What's keeping the motivation going? Not, besides the success you're getting and everything like that. What keeps that passion going?
It's gonna sound weird, but honestly, I just know that that's
Uh,
just the life that I'm supposed to live. Like there was something that my father always told me when I was growing up, and it's gonna sound super fucking weird. And he used to always tell me that we were aliens from Jupiter and that we were put here on this earth. And the reason as to why I wasn't understood by my mother is because me and him were put here on this earth to give a message to people through our music, to help people through our music, to do
yeah,
things through our music, you know? And
yeah,
me being a kid, I would giggle at it. I'm like, oh, like, my dad's just being silly. But
yeah.
now I just sit down and I think of it and I'm like, the old man probably had a point because I honestly just live and breathe music. Like that's just all I literally just want to be dancing and singing on stage for the rest of my life.
Hey, God willing, hopefully that happens, and just that, just keep on doing what you want to do, Ain't you just happy you stopped being a pharmacist?
I'm happy I stopped going to
Yeah, I
school.
don't know how people go. You get out of high school and want to go back and do some more school.
I
Like,
can't
damn.
do it anymore.
Yeah.
And I'll be honest with you, I dropped out my last year. So my last year, senior year, my last
Uh,
semester. So I got like a semester and a half to go to graduate.
oh wow. Yeah, you went a long way too. I would have been, see, that would have been the opposite. I would have been like in the first semester and needed like the rest.
No,
Like,
and it's crazy because it was my professor that told me to drop out too.
mm. did
I
they
dropped out a lot.
did they just see like the unhappiness, or were you expressing it at the time, like this is not might not be the way for me or anything like that?
Nope, I was just in her office bawling my eyes out, telling her what had just happened with my ex-husband.
Oh,
And she was like, I've been there. I know exactly how you feel. You're not gonna focus in my class. She was like, you're not gonna focus point blank. This is something traumatizing that you're basically going through right now.
hmm,
And she was like, you just came back from LA. You got signed by an agent. She believes in you in this acting. She's like, maybe take this as a sign. And she's like, take some time off from school and focus on yourself. Go after this.
yeah.
That's exactly what I did. The next day I was in the office, dropped out, focused on acting and
Yeah.
music.
There you go. The rest is history. The rest is history, man.
Mhm.
That's what's up, though, man. And just glad that worked out. Because sometimes people get those stories like that. Things happen to them, and they wouldn't have that motivation, or they would have their motivation, but they'll quit. They'll do this. They'll go a different path and all that. But you stayed on your square, and went for yours. That's a good look.
I mean, after I found myself, because it took a long period of time for me to find myself within. So after all
Mm-hmm.
of that, like yeah, I knew I wanted to stick to acting and music after, but I had a lot of soul searching to do. I had to work on myself a lot. There was a lot of things that I had to unlearn and relearn differently.
Yeah.
And I thank that process too for allowing me to grow, because now I'm here and I feel like I'm a different person. And man, I'm only 24, so it's like I feel like I did a lot already just being 24. Like for a
Yeah,
person being 24,
you're only 24.
yeah, I'm 24.
Damn, you went shit. That's a whole novel right there. Shit. That's a lot right there, man. So definitely, man, you did a lot, in a lot of just a lot of ups and downs within that short amount of time.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. So, but you're still here. You're still standing like Antoine Fisher. You're gonna make it happen. You know what I mean? There you go. There you go. Make sure y'all go like, subscribe, share, go hit that notification bell. We're here with Julie Beth right now. Make sure y'all can once y'all hit that notification bell, y'all can rewatch this episode and other episodes, and hit us up on our Instagram as well. Right now, we're gonna get into a little what would you do? We're gonna start reaction part of the show, and we're gonna see what would Julie Beth do in these type of situations. If she's seen them or was in them. So we're
Okay.
going to see what's up. Well, this first one, I say it says got to learn from history. How you know who Steve Irwin is, right? The crocodile hunter.
Hmm. Hmm.
You know about the stingray. You know how he
You know
passed
how
away. The
he
stingray.
died. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, this guy must have not have got that history lesson because he picks up a stingray.
A California round stingray. Ow! Ah! Ah! You alright? Ah! Do you bite it? Do you bite your finger? Ah! Huh? It stung you?
Yeah. Yeah.
Not the fart. Scared the shit out of him. Oh my god, man. He did not get the memo, man. He should have learned. Oh, he is not okay.
That's called a toma. That's what you
Yeah.
get.
He is not okay.
I learned early on, leave the motherfuckers alone. They cute, but leave them alone.
Oh man, for real, man. Don't pick up any if you do if anything with a sting in it, it's telling you what it is. You know what I'm saying? Like it will hurt you. Steve Irwin died from this, and he was a much better man than this guy was. I know. You know what I'm saying? Well, this next person is know your limits. You gotta know your limits. Don't be out here trying to do the most. And this guy did the most.
Ow! I tried to land on my feet.
Hold on, let's see that one more time. Hold on.
Ow! I tried to land on my feet.
How do you miss your whole feet? He said, I tried to land on my feet, bro.
No,
You know,
the thing that gets me is how he trying to walk that bitch off like that shit ain't hurt him.
his whole frontal is fucked up.
Yo, he felt that shit for the next 3 months.
On everything. He needs some milk. He needs some milk. Well, this next guy, this is why you can't be going too extreme on vacation, because you don't know faulty equipment is a motherfucker, and this guy went too extreme.
Well, oops, baby, fuck up on your bitch like oopsie daisy. Never knew that was your boo, baby. Did it 5 times in the coupe, Mercedes, whoop.
That is,
Replay the video. Replay the video.
Well, oops, baby, fuck up on your bitch like oopsie daisy. Never knew that was your boo, baby. Did it 5 times in the coupe, Mercedes, whoop.
People, there's no colorful.
Huh? No.
People, there's no for colorful because we don't do that type of shit.
Hell no. Why would you jump off a trampoline off the bridge? Like, like, why are you jumping off the bridge to begin with? You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, man. Like,
that's literally the definition of. So if your friends go jump off a bridge, are you gonna jump off a bridge too? This one said, "Yeah, I'm gonna bring my trampoline too."
I'm gonna bring the trampoline that don't work. He said, literally jumping off, doing a backflip with a trampoline. Come on, man. Speaking of doing a backflip with a trampoline, this is when you gotta watch what your kids watch. You gotta pay attention to what your kids watching, because they get influenced by a lot of things. And this little kid obviously was inspired by Spider-Man.
My bad.
He was so serious. He's like, I need help. Help.
You need life alert.
Yeah. Oh my god, man. That shit had me dying, man. Little kid. He was screaming it too. That's what killed me. Oh man. Well, this last video, it's always that one friend that wants to pull you down. And this friend literally pulls everybody down.
Frenar. Déjale. No más.
How you fuck up the whole conga line? The whole rollerblade line.
No, my thing is that the person on the bottom, that motherfucker's straight for life.
Oh
that
man.
Shit hurt.
Oh
I felt that shit.
Oh man, you got a whole road rash on your face. Man. Yeah, well, that was a little what would you do reaction part of our show. Let us know, man. Anything you guys want to send us to, man. You guys can send us videos at Street Team Worldwide. Just make sure they're funny. Well, we had Julie Beth with us, man. We want to thank her for stopping by. Definitely. Like we said, we are going to be at Artist Avenue. Shout out to DJ Bree and the whole crew.
30th, catch us there.
June 30th, man. Please go get those tickets. Links are in the description. The links are in the description. So, make sure y'all go hit us up and everything like that. And just hit us up, man. Holla at us. Like, subscribe, share. Miss Julie Beth, you want to let anybody anything to say before we get out of here? Any shout outs?
Well, if you guys want to follow me on Instagram, my name is @Miss Julie Beth. And special shout out to all of my beautiful friends out here in LA. Anybody that's watching, that's supporting me, I love y'all. Thank you so much.
Definitely, and shout out to everybody that tuned in. Shout out to everybody that's doing their thing. Make sure, please like this video. Hit the notification bell, comment and share. It helps us out tremendously in the algorithm. But you already know what it is. It's your boy Don Primo, Street Team Worldwide. Let's go.